Yo, what's good? This your boy Derek Branchill, Sports View 360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today we're addressing a narrative that's been making the rounds all over the NFL media. The claim that the New Orleans Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL in 2025. So, in a lot of these power rankings that have been coming out recently, especially after the draft, Saints are like ranked 32nd in power rankings, bottom of every offseason grade, and somehow treated like this roster is completely devoid of talent. So let's break down where this narrative is coming from, why it's being pushed so hard, and I'm gonna explain why I'm not buying it. So where the narrative come from, right? It's June, which means it's projection season. This is the time of the year where sports websites, including myself, I do it, pump out power rankings, division previews, way too early playoff predictions. And guess where the Saints keep landing? 32nd. This is the one on my screen right now is the 2025 season projections and Super Bowl chances um, post that was put out by ESPN a few days ago, and the Saints are last. So this is why the Saints are being projected in this position. They've got a quarterback room with zero NFL wins between them. Tyler Shuck, who's a rookie. Spencer Rattler entering year two. Last year he started over several games, didn't win any of them. And Jake Hayner, we all saw how that played out. It was short lived. So they've got also got a first time head coach in Kellen Moore, who is also the youngest coach in the NFL. And for a national media perspective, that's all they need to write about, to write the Saints off completely. But let's just stop right there though. So do the Saints deserve to be ranked 32nd? Do they deserve to be projected as the last team in the NFL? They're last in these projections. I mean, look, I got concerns about this team, but the Saints just finished one of their worst seasons since 2005. Derek Carr is gone, and last year under Dennis Allen, it was just an emotional roller coaster. Ups and downs, more downs than ups, if we're being honest. But does that make them the worst team in the NFL? I think so. Absolutely not, man. I do not think the Saints will be the worst team in the NFL. I don't. Because here's a part that most rankings tend to ignore. You've got the Saints still have talent on this roster. Contrary to popular belief, there is talent on this roster. You've got Alvin Kamara, who is one of the most dynamic backs of football when he's healthy. Chris Olave is a true number one wide receiver. Rashid Shaheed gives his team an explosive playmaker down the field and on special teams. Demario Davis is still an anchor on defense. Cam Jordan, Pete Warner, Chase Young are still capable of causing problems up front. And new additions like Bo Davis on the defensive line, the coaching staff, that matters too. So no, this is not a roster full of scrubs. It's far from it. So what happens if the same mistakes happen again? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna just be honest. If the Saints go out there this season and show the same tendencies under Dennis Allen, and it looks like Kellen Moore does not have control of this team, yes, they will be the worst team in the NFL. They'll win 3 to 4 games and most likely have the number one pick in next year's draft. If not, it'll be a top five pick. But that's if nothing improves. But if Kellen Moore installs a more aggressive, better paced offense, and if this team shows fight, in my opinion, I can see him winning 7 to 8 games, bro. No playoffs, but they'll win 7 to 8 games. So what to me, what's a reasonable expectation? What do I expect? Right now, I say this is a 7-10 team. I think they won 7 games this year. That may not sound great to some of y'all, but given the transition at quarterback and head coach, I think that's solid. An 8-9 finish would be a success. You win 8 games, that would be success. 9-8, that would be great for this roster. But I don't think it's impossible because in today's NFL landscape, especially the NFC South, which is still wide open in my opinion, a few things going right at quarterback can completely shift a team's outlook. So to close this out, so no, I don't believe that the New Orleans Saints will be the worst team in the NFL this season. Is there a certainty? There's there uncertainty with this team? Yes, there is. Of course there are. There is. Is there a risk with two unproven quarterbacks? Yes. But to me, that does not mean that but does that mean that this team deserves to be ranked dead last? Not even close. But from a national media standpoint, the low expectations make sense. They're judging this team from the outside, and they're putting everything on the quarterback situation, which is fair. And so until the Saints prove something on the field, this is going to be the narrative. But that's why it's on the team and this coaching staff to flip that narrative starting in week 1. So we'll see how it all play out. But I think this season is gonna be like one of those 7 and 9 years under Sean Payton where offense comes out clicking on all cylinders, but you just don't have the defense, the personnel on the defense to make those key stops to put you in position to win those games. I think it'll be a year where you see a lot of ups and a lot of downs, a combination of both. But you don't see what you saw last year where the team just did not show up in most of those games for at least 3 quarters of the matchup, or sometimes none of it. I don't think you see that type of Saints team. So there's that. So that's all I have for y'all for right now. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree with the national rankings on the Saints? And what's your realistic win prediction for the Saints this season? And don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you want more honest Saints talk all season from me, Derek Branch, SportsView360.com. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out. Be safe.